Maybe heaven right now is a devil or angel away. That won't change. Together we vow that our colors will sparkle the fade. And I will find you. I will find you. I will reach you. I will lose my mind, lose my mind, lose my mind, lose my Everything seems like a city of dreams. I'll never know why, but I still miss you. There she's standing in a field of lights. I close my eyes, but I still miss you. I still miss you. I still miss you. Many days fell away with nothing to show, and the walls kept tumbling down in the city that we love. Great clouds roll over the hills, bringing darkness from above. But if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing changed at all? And if you close your eyes, does it almost feel like you've been here before? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? How am I gonna be an optimist about this? But if you close your eyes,
let's make this fleeting moment last forever. So tell me what you're waiting for. I'm gonna keep it frozen here forever. There's no regretting anymore. It's worth the wait, even so far away. I'm making the night mine until the day I die. No light to break when you're hanging by fate. You know what it feels like when you're dancing blind. All alone, just the beat inside my soul. Take me home, where my dreams are made of gold. In the zone, where the beat is uncontrolled. I know what it feels like. Come on, make me feel alive. you're beautiful tonight. Calling all of the heroes. Oh, we're beautiful tonight. I got nothing but love for you. 'Cause you're beautiful tonight. Cause you're beautiful tonight.
I never met you, but I know you're out there. If I cross the oceans, would you be there?
A stranger's eyes that somehow look familiar. I know that when it's you, I'll remember. Remember, so wait for me. I swear I'll find you, climbing every wall that hides you. I know we were meant for something better. So wait for me, the world is changing underneath, the ground is shaking. You and I were meant for something better,
I stayed up at the sun, thought of all of the people, places, and things I've loved. You can feel the lines start to tremble, washing what you know out to sea. Yeah, you can see your life out the window tonight. If I lose myself tonight, it'll be by your side. I lose myself tonight. If I lose myself tonight. tonight. We're beautiful now. We'll light up the sky. We'll open the clouds. 'Cause baby, tonight we're beautiful now. We're beautiful. We're beautiful. Wherever it's going, I'm gonna chase it. What's left of this moment, I'm not gonna waste it. Stranded together, our worlds have collided. This won't be forever, so I try to fight it. We're beautiful now. We're beautiful now. We might not know why, we might not know how, but baby, tonight we're beautiful now. We'll light up the sky, we'll open the clouds. 'Cause baby, tonight we're beautiful now. We're beautiful. We're beautiful. Let's live tonight like fireflies, and one by one light up the sky. We disappear and pass the crown. You're beautiful, you're beautiful. Beautiful. We're beautiful. Nobody's perfect, I'll never try. No, but I promise I'm worth it if you just open up your eyes. I don't need a second chance, I need a friend. Someone who's gonna stand by me right there till the end. If you want the best of my heart, you just gotta see the good in me. 'Cause I could be the rain in your desert sky. I could be the fire in your darkest night. I could be your curse or your angel, it's all in how you love me. I could be your sun when it's cold outside. I could be your rock when there's nowhere to hide. I could be your curse or your angel, it's all in how you love me. Is 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 how you love me.
Feeling my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart.
Great customer is honestly the best. I love Tradecaster.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Just a friendly reminder.
Over the past 12 months, how much money did you make day trading using your strategy? $551,000.
That kind of money, it's like you know what you're doing.
Sean knows his stuff.
So this is exactly how I did it.
Perfect.
I want everyone to go trade.
Go! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Anything else?
It wasn't pleasant. That was during lunch hours.
Take some pictures.
Now we're up $1,200.
We got some action right here.
$2,000, $760.
If I tell you how I was able to do this, go out and make that money, make a killing.
Can we start getting ourselves in the green somehow? Get it, people!
A Boxel man making HUDI $1,000. Ollie with a $327 trade. Boom, guys. $989 profit.
2,600. Oh, baby! Oh, baby! Oh, baby! You guys want to see something good today? We're bringing something good to the house. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, every single person here right now. Woo! We got ourselves a big day ahead. An absolutely huge day ahead. Traders, everyone coming in right now, joining us at this moment. I hope you guys are ready, and I hope you guys are excited. And the reason why I say this is because we are about to be taken off on this market. The S&P 500 right now at this time is already sitting at not at this time, it actually had a pullback because of the jobs report, but was at brand new record highs. We were all the way up towards 493. Today is going to be a very, very interesting day. Are we going to be able to run all the way up to record highs, or is this the high? Are we going to be pulling back? So we got a lot to talk about. We got to go over it all. We have to make sure that every single person is dialed in. Because if you're not dialed in, then you're just not in. And you're just dialed. So we got to get you going here today, people. It's a big day. Huge opportunities. My goal is that every single trader on this Friday wraps up their Friday and they grab their girl, they grab their husband, and they hit their local Dave & Buster's. That's what I want. And I want you guys playing skee balls until your elbows hurt. I want you guys winning more tickets that you can't carry them around anymore and you walk away with a big old teddy bear. I want you guys sitting down and eating hot wings until your bellies feel like they're gonna burst. Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stock market. So, we have ourselves a day ahead. Let's make sure that every single person is all set, ready to go on this day because we got so much going on here. But we got to get everyone disciplined. Are we going to be live trading? You better let me out. Yes, obviously we are. Are we going to be taking the house? Absolutely we are. But we only got about 20 minutes until we get everything all set, ready to go here. So traders, I'm excited. I know you guys are as well. And let's get ready for a big day ahead. So I'm going to turn down the music here slightly, making sure every single person is aware of what's going on. But let's kick this party on off. Over the next 20 minutes, we are going to make sure you guys know exactly what to be trading. And then when the market opens up in 19 minutes from now, we hammer down. Sound good? So, team, let's talk about everything in detail to make sure that you guys are all good. So starting on off, what is happening with this market? Well, last night, we had the trifecta come on out. And you might say, Dek, what in the world is the trifecta? Well, the trifecta is saying the earnings report. The earnings report right here. Thursday, after close, Apple, Amazon, Meta. These three companies alone make up over 12% of the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is essentially the stock market. These three companies make up 12% of that. And guess what we saw yesterday? We can take a little bit of a step back, go back to about a 5-minute time frame, and you could see Meta went bananas. Meta went absolutely ballistic. Meta went all the way from $395 and has spiked all the way up to $466. Are you kidding me? Talk about a huge rip. Talk about a huge run. Talk about a huge spike here. That is absolutely insane. Then we saw Amazon. Amazon also came out with good earnings, where Amazon went all the way from 158, spiked all the way up towards the price of 175. This was absolutely insane to see. This was absolutely wild to be seeing at this time. So we could see Amazon with this huge rip, this huge run, this huge pop. Now, what else did we see? Well, we also saw Apple come out with its earnings. Now, Apple unfortunately did not do as well as Meta. But are you kidding me over on Meta? Are you kidding me? I mean, traders, this is one of the biggest spikes we have seen this year. I mean, it probably is the biggest spike we have seen in 2024 so far. Meta started getting all this hype and excitement. Now, why is that? Well, because Meta is now going to start paying out dividends. Now, what does that mean? It basically means every single quarter or every single whatever setup they have, they are going to give back either money or in shares to say a thank you for holding our company. So that is what was happening on why Meta went on such a big spike. Now, I actually said this last year. I said, I think Meta is going to be one of the best companies going into 2024. You could see this company is starting to get a lot of hype, a lot of momentum, a lot of action. I'm saying like this company, like it's not already one of the biggest companies in the world. Meta shares surged 17% in pre-market trade after announcing first ever dividend. Meta shares jumped about 17% in US pre-market trading on Friday after the company reported a tripling of profits, fourth quarter issued, and a first ever cash dividend. What? Let's go. So, we can see how well this is moving. We can see how great, Meta is getting this climb and getting this move and rip and run on up. But I posted on my Twitter earlier, traders, and it's, kind of me saying it in more of a fun manner here. But I posted this in my on my Twitter earlier, and I just wanted to, I want to see what you guys think. I put out here earlier, I said, honest question, everyone. Should the stock market really be up this high with every single stock hitting record highs, it seems like? Or are we all delusional at this moment and this will never hold? What do you guys think at this moment? Type it out in the chat room. Are we delusional up in here? Or is this market actually this good? So let's take a second. Let's take a little bit of a step back. Let's go over to the daily chart here, okay? Now, when I take a look over on this chart, let's see, does this look like a normal, healthy chart? You guys tell me, okay? Let's switch on over. Here's a monthly chart. Meta now has gone from $91 and has gone every single month except for 3 months every single month except for 3 months for the last year and a half. Green, 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 and now we just gapped up $57. We're going to be opening up here. That's pretty crazy. When I think of the stock market, guess what I think of? I think of a little green, I think of a little red. I think of a little green, I think of a little red. I think of a little green, I think of a little red. I think of a little green, I think of a little red. I think of a little green, I think of a little red. Right? That's kind of what we think of in the stock market. It's kind of crazy to think that our market right now is straight up on Meta. That's kind of nuts. Let's go over and look at a different play. What about NVDA? Fan favorite, right? NVDA. Does this look like a healthy, normal stock? Traders, okay? Traders, right now, this looks almost like a penny stock. It almost looks like NVDA is a penny stock at this moment because we are going straight up out of the board. We are going from 686 and basically spiking straight on up to 637. I mean, yes, I'm not an NVDA hater. I understand the artificial hype. I understand why they're doing so well. NVDA is going crazy. If you don't know why, they are a chip maker. They produce these little tiny chips. Now, why is that important? Well, because these chips are made and you program them for artificial intelligence. So basically, it's like selling shovels to everyone to the gold rush, right? Remember, who remembers back when there was the gold rush? But obviously, we learned about the gold rush where a whole bunch of East Coasters moved out west way back in the day because they heard there was gold there. Now, yes, some people did find gold, but who really made the most amount of money? The people that were selling shovels to all the people that were looking for the gold. That's who the people made money on. Same exact thing with the artificial intelligence hype. Artificial intelligence, who's going to be able to build the first ever amazing artificial intelligence? NVIDIA is like, yeah, who's going to build it? Come on, you guys want to build it? Buy my chips. So everyone's trying to figure out how to have this amazing artificial intelligence, right? That's what everyone's trying to do. But guess what? NVDA right here, it's going on a big spike, big spike, big spike, big spike because it's just selling the chips out, selling the shovels. Go find your gold and you're good to go. Now you might say, hey Dek, why is Meta moving up so well with NVDA? Well, Meta is actually the biggest consumer of NVDA chips because they're working on their metaverse, right? The metaverse where they are basically going to say, all right, everyone, strap in your goggles right here. Strap in, and we're living in this digital world at this point. That's what they're trying to, eventually form. So guess what's happening? They are buying all these AI chips from NVDA. So they're kind of like moving in the same manner at this moment. Now, we got to talk about what's going on here. Man, okay. Whew. I'm already coming out a little fire. I might need a little break. I might need a little water break here. What we have at this time, traders, we have the S&P 500. Now, the S&P 500 at this moment has already gone on this absolutely crazy explosive move, right? We need to think about this right now, traders. We know that the S&P 500, when we take a look over the last few days, last few weeks, we have gone on this huge rip and run. This is the SPY, the top 500 companies in the stock market. When people say the stock market, this is what they're referring to, okay? The big question is, how much higher do we have left? The SPY has obviously been on this crazy spike and rip and run, but I already told you guys a bajillion times, I would like to see 500. 500 is going to be a super strong psychological number, which is going to be very difficult to break and usually always going to be the best area for a reversal. So for instance, we can take a look over on NVDA. NVDA, you can see this red line. What does this red line represent right here and right now? You guys can see right here, we hit 483, we fall on down. You guys can see we come up to 500, we fall on down. Hit 500, we fall on down. Here's 500, we fall on down. 500, we fall on down. When we break 500, boom, we get this excitement. We get this rip, we get this run, we get this pop, we get this move. When we get the break of 500, that's where we get all this action. We can also get rid of all of these indicators if we want to, and we can basically just say to ourselves, hey, it happened once we finally got the squeeze. When we finally got the squeeze, that's where we got the breakout. That's where we got the rip. That's where we got the run. So what we really need, I think, on the S&P 500 is going to be something similar. Where do I think we're at on the S&P 500? I think, really, to be honest with you, we're like right here. We are going to most likely have some sort of big pullback at around that 500 region. Then guess what's going to happen? We're probably going to hit 500 sometime in the future and fall, sometime in the future and fall until we build higher lows. Higher lows are the best way to know that we'll get a big time breakout. Same exact thing when we take a look at Meta. Meta here, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think the target is? The target is going to be 500. When we get up to 500, that's most likely going to be the best reversal area. So $1, $5, $10, $50, $100, $250, $500. These are very strong psychological numbers that are very tough to be able to break and very tough to be able to keep on going higher and higher and higher. So that's what I want you guys to realize. Meta, I still think we go up to 500. 500 today, let's not get carried away. But I'm saying 500 over the next few days to maybe over the next few weeks. When I take a look over on the S&P 500 here, team, I still think there's a little bit of love in the tank. So let's go ahead and talk about the S&P 500 even a little bit more at this time. So why is the S&P 500 having this pullback right now? Does anyone know? Because right now, guys, we got more mixed messages than me asking out a girl. We have a lot of things going on at this moment. So what do we basically have at this time? We have the S&P 500 going this massive rip. We hit record highs this morning, and then all of a sudden we came crashing all the way back on down. What has happened? Okay, we got some really kind of confusing things, so we got to break this on down. What's so confusing about this? Well, at 8:30 today, they came out with job numbers, and they saw that the layoffs in jobs right here, team, has been the most we have had since 2009. Yes, that is correct right there. So, what we have at this moment, for anyone who does not know, is we have had the most amount of job layoffs since 2009, about a 186% increase since last year. So why is that so kind of scary and so kind of disturbing? Well, because people are nervous that, okay, job layoffs, that could lead towards a recession. So all of a sudden we saw this and people are saying, okay, we're at record highs. We are spiking up extremely high, and now we're starting to get all these job layoffs. People are getting a little bit nervous. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, okay, we're going to fall into a recession today, but I'm just saying that is why the market is getting its turn. So what's so kind of odd about this? What's the mixed message? Well, the mixed message is we just came out with good earnings on Meta, good earnings on Amazon. The stock market's up at record highs, but now we're getting this bad jobs data, which now people really don't know how to react. So how can we trade this day? How can we trade this day? How can we figure out this day? How do we know what's going to be happening next? It is going to be a little tricky. So the best thing that we could possibly do is just try to do some chart reading, be able to break this thing on down and make our lives as easy as possible. Now, when I read the S&P 500, I like to always go back into a 30-minute time frame, okay? So 30-minute time frame over on the S&P 500, and what we can really see at this time, what I've already drawn in the past, is you could see over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, we actually had a perfect dip, buy, and bounce area. Bounce area, bounce area, bounce area, bounce area, bounce area, bounce area, and then we had bounce area, and then we started cracking this mark. Now, we did break back above it, and let's just kind of carry over these lines. I just like to continue to exaggerate these lines. Right now, the SPY is definitely getting a pullback. And then we do have this line. Okay, so these two really aren't helping us at this moment. Sometimes, we might be right next to this area. Sometimes we're right underneath this area. Dek, what would you say at this time? Well, if the S&P 500 spiked up to this blue line, I do know that old support is going to be holding up as new resistance. So if the S&P 500 does pop right at the start of the day, a perfect put contract would be in the 490s, high 490s. As we hit this mark, start getting a little bit of rejection. I also do know the price of 487 has been the strongest area of support over the past 2 weeks. How do I know that? I trade every single day. So I trade every single day. I do know 487 has been just a terror to get underneath or to get back above. Take a look at this, guys. 47, look how it bounces and bounces and bounces and bounces and bounces and like 487 has always just been a very tough area. So right now, to be honest with you, we're kind of in a little bit of no man's land. We're in a little bit of no man's land at this exact moment where the S&P 500 could spike itself back up to 491, hit this area, then start falling, or it could fall all the way back down to 487 before we hit this area and start getting a little bit of a bounce play. It's going to be a little bit tricky to be able to see exactly what the S&P 500 is going to do. So if that's the case and I really don't know, guess what I do? I sit back at the very beginning. I like to wait for something to develop. Remember, traders, we could treat this. One of the number one things I get, especially on social media, is people always say, oh, Dek, this is just like a casino. We're just randomly gambling. We're not randomly gambling. We are the house. We're not the tourists. We are not sitting and collecting the cards and looking at our cards. We are the person passing out the cards. If you feel like you are the person rolling the dice, guess what? You are at a casino. The odds are not in your favor. But if you are the person that's handing out the dice, if you are the person, the pit boss looking at the cameras, if you are the person that's getting the tags and throwing it back, you want to place the odds in your favor. You can be the casino in the stock market, or you can be the tourist. That's really up to you, which one you want to be at. If I say, hey guys, it's 9:30 in 5 minutes, let's just randomly buy. Guess what? That's as good as going red and black. That's as good as going red and black. But if I wait for a setup, and I wait for a top resistance, and then I do a put contract, it's almost like I have 80% chance. How did I have a 91% chance, or excuse me, a 91% win rate in January? How? How did I have a 91% win rate in January? How did I make over $15,000 in January? How have I been this consistent for this many years? Traders, it's because I am not the tourist. I am the casino. I am the house. I play with the odds in my favor. I make sure that when I get involved in these plays, I have a better chance of winning than losing. Now, sure, is there every now and then you might take a bet that doesn't work out? Absolutely. That's part of the game. But if we keep those small and keep those as tight as possible, right? That's what's so beautiful. So, I mean, the stock market would be the most amazing casino game of all time. Imagine this, okay? Imagine we take $10,000. We put it on red or black. Well, guess what? If we lose, we lose $10,000. Now, in the stock market, as long as we set a stop loss or set some sort of discipline, we can put red or black on, and if we don't like the way it looks, we could take it off and say, all right, hey, we don't want to lose that much. We could literally be in the red. We could be losing and say, I want to only lose $200 and get out of it. You literally have every single you have every single chance of success in the stock market. You could be the worst stock trader in the world. All you got to do is guess if it's going to go up or down. You already have better odds than a casino than if you just randomly say, ooh, this play is going to go up or down. You already have a 50-50 chance. You study a little bit, 55-45. You start studying a lot, 60-40. You start putting in the hours, the years, the months, whatever. Now it's 70-30. right? 70% chance of a success, 30% chance of losses. But what's the big issue? Everyone just opens up a Robinhood account with $200 and say, oh man, I stink, I lost my money. Well, yeah, because you stink. You never done anything. You got to be able to figure these on out. You got to be able to have patience. You got to wait for the right setups, and you can have that 99% chance of winning. You can have that. I'm not going to say 99. It's a little bit exaggerated. I'm going to say, 80% chance of winning. You can come out on top that way. So, guys, the market's going to be opening on up here in a little bit. There's not many hot penny stocks I'm absolutely in love with. We have INBS with a little bit of hype at this moment. So we have INBS, little bit of hype. I do like it. You guys know I love shorting. My favorite way to make money in the stock market is by betting against these companies. Remember, if all these companies are garbage companies, we can bet that they're going to fall. So if INBS spikes on up and we say, I bet it's going to fall, we could be able to make money that way. I love shorting. Shorting is my favorite way to make money in the stock market. MINM, no. FBL, Roma, COPN. So it seems like INBS is kind of the best play right now over at this time. Right now, traders, we are live at this time over on Tradecaster, over on YouTube, and over on TikTok. So right now over on Tradecaster, guys, thank you so much for everyone who is joining us, everyone over on YouTube, everyone on TikTok. If you guys are on YouTube right now, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up and subscribe. If you guys are on TikTok, make sure, again, you guys hit that follow button, and you guys are all good. Thank you for dropping all the love and the gifts and all that good stuff, sending me a chili and all that great food emoji style. Appreciate you. Okay, so let's get ready for a huge day ahead. Let's get ready to rock and roll, and let's see what this day brings us. You guys ready to trade? You guys ready to trade? Let's see what we can do on this day. So we got to get this thing going here. Just want to make sure that we're all set. Guys, market opens up in about 1 minute here. You guys ready to go? 1 second here, traders. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have ourselves a morning. Let's have ourselves a day. Let's talk about what we have coming on up. And guys, I'm just pumped to see, like, where is this market actually going to open on up here today. Meta is already starting with a little bit of a pop. Now, the thing is, we know we could get all the way up towards around 500. We know we could get all the way on up towards around that 500 mark. Not today, but we could easily get up towards maybe 470, 675. We've already had a $65 move on this day. I am going to bring over another little chart at this time of SPX. This entire market starting off with a little bit of green. SPY, little bit of a green, kicking things on off. Meta, extremely hot play, does have the VWAP as holding up as some strong resistance lines. So Meta holding up as a little bit of resistance at that VWAP, little bit of a pullback. Could we get a possible nice little drop? If we wanted to as well, I know again, not everyone can afford it, but you could just do straight shares so you don't even have to worry whatsoever about options. So sometimes I like doing that, especially when I'm trading on a little bit of a bigger account, just doing straight shares so I don't even need to worry about options whatsoever. We also do have our pump of the day, INBS. INBS is trying to get a little bit of momentum, trying to pump itself on up. The reason why it's trying to get this momentum and pump itself on up is because it is such a low float play. 696,000 in float. That's an extremely low float and easily able to get pumped on up. I want to take a look over on the SPX chart real quick, team. See if there's any sort of go-to setup that we can really be seeing at this time. I see that we have some strong resistance going across the board right here. Let me actually drop this on down a little bit more. And we have some strong resistance here. It seems like the market's starting to turn and fade here slightly. I'm trying to figure out how low can some things go before we bounce back on up. Where is going to be the best area of success? I can see that we do have old dip buy and bounce play way down here. I'm trying to figure out, where is going to be that perfect dip buy? Where is going to be the perfect bounce play? 4,910, possibly over on SPX. We have IMBS still trying to go. I am watching right now over on the SPY, over on SPX, to see can we get a possible turnaround and then a nice little dip buy. So here comes SPX, definitely getting a little bit of a drop. 4,910. Thinking about a possible entry over on SPX. I don't ever like doing the same day expiration. I like going out a couple days just to give me a little bit more of a chance, give me a little bit more of a breather. Just want to have some orders all set. No, nothing I pulled the trigger on yet. Nothing I pulled the trigger on in any sort of way just yet. Call contracts, 3 contracts, SPXW if I want to get filled on this. So right now, team, kind of just watching and waiting. Remember, we kind of kicked off today in a little bit of no man's land. Anything could have honestly happened over on the SPY. Anything could happen over on the SPX. So I really don't want to play that just random guessing game. I really want to be consistent and be able to know exactly where I'm trading and make sure everyone has confidence on what I'm getting myself involved in. INBS is the only little penny stock play at this moment. Meta right now, anything over on Meta? Meta's gotten a nice little drop so far. Meta's actually gone from 460, has gotten a nice little fade. We are seeing SPX get a little bit of a bounce play back on up. Now, it's very difficult to see, but if you scroll all the way on back over here, scroll all the way on back, that's actually a nice little dip area. This little part is a nice little dip area. I know very difficult to see, but that is a nice little dip area where we could start seeing a little bit of a bounce play right back on up and see possibly this market start getting a little bit more of a climb, start seeing this market, move itself back on up towards around that VWAP area and possibly, go all the way back up towards that 590 plus mark. We were all the way up towards around 492. Right now, SPX is trying to get a little bit of hype. I'd probably start with only like 2 contracts. Start with 2 contracts, see if this can, slowly build itself and start getting a little bit more momentum. It's not really doing what I'm absolutely like in love with just yet, so no entry. Remember, team, when I pull the trigger, you'll be able to see everything I do right here. Okay, you'll see everything. So right now, team, we are staying smart, sitting back, no forcing. Pumped to have everyone here. Pumped to have all you guys here with us. We are having ourselves a nice little SPX play, trying to move itself back on up here. Guys, I'm going to actually jump in on my first entry over on SPX. I'm going to do my first entry, only 2 contracts, and maybe add as we start moving back up to the VWAP. Don't want to go big whatsoever today. Don't want to go big right now. Slow and steady, see if I'm, again, on the right side of momentum. So I'm only doing 2 contracts. February 6th, 4,900 over on my contracts here. And I just want to see if we do get another green candle. If we don't, I'm going to keep my loss as tight as possible. Max stop loss I'm going to take right here is 250 at most. 250, 220. Because again, I want to make sure when I come out on top to, keeping it nice and tight right here. It's not doing exactly what I want, keeping things very, very small. I traded with a $150,000 account at this moment. So if anyone's saying, hey, Dek, what do we want to be doing? You have to understand, if I lose 200 bucks out of 150,000, like this is just me testing the waters. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, are we going to get that move? Are we going to get that hype? Are we going to get that momentum? So I just want to really make sure that we are being as smart as we can with our plays. Here comes Meta flying back on up. Look at Meta right now, just absolutely flying back on up, looking for a little bit more of that hype. SPY right now, I do think has the opportunity to start popping right back on up as well. So I'm keeping everything nice and tight and small. We are waiting for that perfect opportunity. Perfect mover here. INBS, not really doing too much. How's like CRBP and such? CRBP not doing as much right here. MINM kind of coming right back on down. Roma coming right back on down. And we're going to wait for these plays. SPY. Let me go back into a larger time frame and just see what we're all about here. 30-minute time frame on the SPY. Properties show pre-market. I'm just looking for something that stands out of predictability. And what I mean by no man's land is right now, guys, this is what I mean by no man's land, okay? We basically have what here? We had this beautiful uptrend. I think everyone can see this. Uptrend, 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 right? Everyone can see this uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. Then this uptrend cracked. You can see it actually touched it again and fell back on down. Now, what's the issue? The issue is this is going to be holding up as strong resistance. So at the price of around 490.50, it's going to be very difficult to get above and stay above this area. So the S&P 500 here, when we're down towards 488, when we're down to 487, it's kind of like we just have to go with momentum. You know, we have to go with momentum at this time. The last thing we want to do is randomly pull the trigger, hope for the best. I did one little tiny peanut trade for me just to see if we were going to get that pop on up. But really, if I'm trying to be as smart and as predictable as possible, I'm saying to myself, okay, guess what happened? We had a bounce play off this blue line, a bounce play off this blue line, a bounce play, a bounce play, a bounce play, and all this blue line is a support line that I've added. Bounce play, top resistance. We should be holding up as some sort of top resistance up at this level as well. So somewhere more up near around 490.50, 491 would be the reversal that we could go ahead, look to see it touch, fall back on down. So can we get a pop on up? I think yes, but as we come up to this blue line, I think it then starts reversing back on down. That's going to be the most predictable area for entries. Meta still trying to squeeze itself on up here slightly. Meta is trying to get a little bit of a squeeze. Meta is trying to get a little bit of a pop. And Meta has been one of the better and most active plays. 455 all the way up to 463 already. How's NVDA? NVDA already? NVDA getting a nice little pop. So, man, we got Meta already trying to get this move. Meta's already trying to get this main move here. And how high can Meta get up to? Well, if, again, the SPY actually starts running, I think Meta today is going to top out somewhere in the low 470s this morning. So I think if Meta does keep on pushing, popping, ripping, and running, it's going to top out somewhere in the low 470s. That could be an area to jump in on shares. That could be an area to do put contracts. But I still think we actually have like another $10 spike. As crazy as that sounds, I do think we probably still have another like $10 plus spike over on Meta. Let's see what we got here, traders. Let's see, where this momentum is possibly going to be taking us next. We are going to be having ourselves an absolutely awesome day here. So right now, traders, be as smart as you can. No forcing, making sure every single person is good here. We are waiting for that, better opportunity, that better spike. We haven't got that big time move just yet today anyway. Right now we are seeing the SPX and the SPY trying to slightly move on up. SPY trying to get up towards, again, 490. Remember, I think that's going to get up towards that 30-minute time frame. 30-minute time frame is going to put us at around like the more like 491 area. So I think we get, right up towards around 491. So we actually might get about $1 rip out of the SPY, and that would be like the best thing going for it. Nice little $1 rip out of the SPY, looking for some possible calls. See if that thing could be able to squeeze itself on up, start getting a little bit more momentum. That would be awesome for us. Awesome to see. Right now, we do have the SPY still trying to hold. SPX also still trying to hold. If you guys see any penny stocks booming right now, go ahead and check those bad boys on out. INBS, still, again, INBS is just holding. I'm happy I didn't short it because it's not really doing anything. MINM also not really doing anything for us right now. $2,000 on Amazon. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So we do have a couple plays right now that are still very, very solid. SPY at this moment, or SPX starting to turn. SPY is actually still holding its gains at this time. 930. Make sure that this is all caught on up. Right now, we are starting to see a little bit of a turn. SPY. Oh, seems like right now, for some reason or another, my trade ideas is kind of lagging a little bit behind. My trade ideas right now over on the SPY is lagging a little bit behind. It's not really at the price of 490. It's really at the price of 489.77. So I do just want you guys to be aware of that. Let me make sure everything else is still good. Meta's at 466. Yeah, so it seems like right now, for some reason, anyone else having this weird little issue? Seems like right now, again, a couple plays or trade idea seems like they're like a minute and a half behind for some reason. So like the level 2 shows 466, meta right here showing that it's all the way at 463. So trade ideas right now is actually lagging behind. So make sure you guys double check your charts. I don't want you guys getting in on some sort of bad entry that's not really there. I'm actually going to exit this out real quick and try to re-bring it back on up here for a moment. Meta, I would look for a put or short in the mid 470s. So as I said, 470, 473, 474, 475. These are all going to be areas. There we go. Meta, now it's back to normal. So it might have just been a little lag, little glitch. I just refreshed and everything's back to normal. I just refreshed and everything's good. So S&P 500 here. S&P 500 still trying to build on up, still trying to get that squeeze and spike. Remember, S&P 500 can get a little bit higher than 491 today. That's what I'm thinking before we get a nice pullback. Meta, I think, could be something very similar. Look how big Meta's spike is right now. Meta's spike is all the way up to 469 at this moment. I'm probably going to, I know this is a little different, I'm probably just going to do like straight shares of Meta. Probably just going to do straight shares of Meta and just look for shorts on it and try to get, 200, 300 shares of Meta. And then, every dollar it drops, I could be able to make, a quick little $200, $300. So we could be able to, make some, nice profit. I still think we're going up higher though. Meta 469, I don't think that's the high. I think we're going into the low 470s or even mid 470s. So Meta right now just absolutely taking on off. This thing has gone from just a beast move, guys. It's gone all the way from 400 now and has ripped all the way up to 469. Yes, they have dividend payments. Right now, team, if you guys want to go calls have it at this moment. So right now, Meta is purely calls at this time. Calls over on Meta at this moment. I would not do any puts or any shorts until mid to high 470s. Okay? So I'm not doing anything right now. We know, again, the SPY, my target over on the SPY is going to be up more near around that 491-ish mark. So right now, we're all set, ready to go. Watching to see where this momentum takes us. And ready to rock on this day. Man, it's going to be an awesome, awesome day. Awesome Friday. So excited to see what we have here. Here comes 470. 470 getting a little bit of a break here. So we are getting 470 now, 470.01. Everything is on calls right here, traders. SPY still moving on up. SPX still trying to move itself on up. We have a little bit of resistance coming on up here. So I am watching Meta to see if I can nail this reversal when we do get the reversal. Obviously, the biggest question, though, is how much higher is this thing going to go up to? So we got the SPY starting to move right now. We are watching Meta, which is just going absolutely bananas at this time. I think, Meta could still go up towards, again, like 474 potentially. So I am going to be watching this closely over on Meta. And let's see if this thing is going to keep on breaking. Come on, we got up to 471.39. I want to see that keep on breaking. I want to see like 474. 474, 475 resistance, right? Those are going to be really good areas. 474, 475, if we break through that, I don't really think we're going to go too much higher. So I really would like to see this 474 area to kind of jump in and see if this thing can start reversing for us. And remember, the SPY can go all the way on up towards what area? Around that 491-ish mark. So we might have a little bit more meat on the bones over on Meta here. We know we can go up towards around that 491-ish mark. Meta still trying to push up here slightly. Meta still trying to push at this moment, guys. All calls so far. All calls at this time. Got up to 473.87. 473.87 here. Not in on this play over on Meta. We want to see this one up near around that 475-ish mark. Come on, we got to get a little bit more out of this play. We got to see that 474.50 area and then, get that nice little reversal and a pullback. No, Meta, stay alive for us. Stay alive for us, Meta. Don't get the pullback yet. I wanted 474 up towards, again, 475. Right now, we're at the 472 mark. So we are very, very close, but Meta so far is doing its thing. SPY, where are we at? 490.63, 490.60. Come on, Meta. You got to hold up for us a little bit. Got to hold up a little bit more for us. Give us one last little kind of pop, one last little hurrah, one last little move right here up towards 475, 476. So we're right back up towards around these highs. I like it. Let's even keep on squeezing. Let it keep on going, guys. 475 plus is what we want. 475 plus. Because this thing has just been a beast. So far, Meta has almost gone on a $100 spike. We have gone all the way from $3.99, and now we're going all the way up to $4.73, right? Like even at just a nice pullback back on down towards, you know, the 460s or anything along that area, that's going to be great. But I want to see this thing, you know, another green candle, bring us up above 475, and then we can go ahead and look to pull the trigger a little bit. We just had a new high. Let's see if we can keep on ripping here. There's another new spike. Nice, nice, nice. Let's keep it going here, traders. Keep this party going. Let it keep going higher. Calls have it. If you guys are sitting on calls and just giggling and enjoying your life, enjoy that. So if you guys are just giggling right now, enjoying your life, enjoying the profits, enjoying this momentum, enjoy those calls. If you start getting above 476.50, I would start taking some sort of gains though. So right now, team, I told you that Meta was going to keep going on up, and it's going to keep on spiking above 475, as we just saw. Ooh, a little bit of a pullback right here. This play at this time, traders, still doing absolutely amazing. For anyone that did just jump on in on this play over on the puts, great job. Above 475, definitely going to take some sort of gains. Traders, amazing job for anyone who just rode that play on up. Amazing work. Can you guys give me 2 seconds as well? I apologize. I'm actually just getting a very important phone call from Trade Ideas. So I actually just want to answer this just real quickly. I'll be back in about a minute here and make sure that we're all set, ready to go. All right, turn up the music here for a second. We'll jump right back on the mic. Just have this very important phone call with Trade Ideas, trying to get everyone free subscriptions. So that's what I'm trying to do. Give me 1 second. We'll be all set, ready to go.
Disappear and never leave a trace. Take you anywhere you want. So let me disarm you. There's an army I'm fighting around your heart. Let me disarm you. 'Cause baby, I just wanna love who you really are. Who you really are. So let me disarm you. So let me disarm you.
Everything is new to me. Sleepless in a distant dream. Slowing up the speed of time. Don't let me crash down tonight. I just wanna feel what I feel, what I feel. When it's just you and me. I'm falling on my knees just to see if I can still bleed. 'Cause with you I'm superhuman. Hope it's not a grand delusion. So keep me in this state of mind. Tell me that it's real love. 'Cause with you I'm superhuman, superhuman. Cause with you I'm superhuman. Hope it's not a grand delusion. So keep me in this state of mind. Tell me that it's real. 'Cause with you I'm superhuman, superhuman.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I apologize about that, but we got some big things coming on up. I'll let you guys know that right now, everyone. I'll let everyone know that right now. We got some big things coming on up here. We also have Meta right around the corner. So we got some things coming up with some scanners. We got some things coming up with some TradeCaster. We got some things coming up with some new partnerships. Traders, I'm going to let you guys know right now, if you are a member over on TradeCaster.com, you guys have some amazing things on the way. Little heads on up, INBS getting a little bit of hype, INBS getting a little bit of momentum here. Let's try to nail this, big play. Meta still trying to push here slightly. What did Meta just get up to? 475.95. Ooh, I like that number. I really do. Meta 475.95. That's a good solid number right there. Possibly going to be the high. I'm actually going to jump in right here at this moment and get 150 shares on the short side. I'm going to go short side here, see if we can, start getting a little bit weaker. If we start breaking 475.95, I'm getting out right away though. Okay? Does that make sense? I am basically saying I like the number 475.95. If we break that, getting out right away, not going to keep on holding, not going to be worth it for me. So I am watching, basically my stop loss is that high, and I'm out. So stop loss was my high, I'm out of that play. Now, I have taken 2 losses so far here. I am looking for Meta to be able to turn and reverse and be able to get that big time dump. I'm trying to be able to figure out where exactly is going to be that high over on Meta. But Meta's a beast right now. I don't want to be going against, this highway. That's why I didn't even do an option contract. I did shares on that play, trying to keep it as tight and small and reasonable as possible. How high can this one go up to at this point? Meta going from so far, let's just see. We have gone from 393 and we have spiked all the way up towards 477. Right now we're on about an $83 spike. Now the big thing that we know that is coming on up is that Meta is going to have $500 resistance in like the next $25, just like NVDA did. When we take a look over on NVDA, we know that this play came up to what price to start off with? 480, then it had a very big pullback. Here we came up towards, again, 480, very big pullback. You can actually see right here, 500, very strong pullback. 500, very strong pullback. What area right here? 475, very strong pullback. So do I think we will get a pullback? The answer is yes. We're not going to go up forever. That's impossible. But, seeing a $100 spike almost, I do think we could possibly fall back down into the 460s. I do think we could easily, get some sort of drop, but it's going to be tough to be able to nail that exact high area. I am going to try to be ready for it, though. I think I'm going to go Meta February 9th and go with in the money 480, put contracts, start with 5 contracts, go from there, and see if this thing can, keep on going a little bit more and then start getting that reversal that we'd want. But as you guys know right now, I'm going as small as I can. I'm going very tight, very small, because I want to make sure that my winning trade makes up my losing trades. Like, that's what I always want to do. I want to make sure that my winning trades make up my losing trades. I want to make sure when I pull the trigger, I'm coming out on top. I want to make sure that I'm going to be in the green. SPY right now, team, had a little spike, faded back on down, trying to hold on up. Meta right now at this moment also getting a little bit weaker. Came on up to 477.28 so far. So Meta's been a beast so far on this day. No penny stocks though just yet. Meta definitely getting a little bit more of a pullback. $477.30 area. So far we have the high of 474. SPY still setting itself up for that possible move. Guys, 10 o'clock comes on up in 1 minute. 1 minute until 10 o'clock. Do we have any news? That's really big for us. If we have any news here, 10 o'clock, things could be nuts for us. So what do we have? This week's major U.S. economic reports. Friday, 10 o'clock, factory orders and consumer sentiment. So we do have news at 10 o'clock. We could easily see a spike or a reversal right at 10 o'clock. Everyone stay ready on this. So big reversal could be coming right here, or we have the spike on up, and that's going to be coming up in about 20 seconds here at this moment. We do have Meta sitting right at that 475 resistance area. If you do jump in and take a little bit of a gamble, it could pay on off, but remember, you are gambling if you jump in right now at 475, hoping it dumps. But right now, Meta is starting to turn a little bit. We are starting to see the SPY get a little bit weaker here. We got 3 seconds. Let's see if we start getting a little bit more hype here. 10 o'clock. Nothing big yet at 10 o'clock. I want to see if we are going to get that little push on up, which way we're really going to be heading. SPY still trying to push on up a little bit more. We know the SPY could easily fall back down towards that VWAP area. Meta still having some resistance at that 475 mark. Has room to fall all the way back down towards around 470. Traders, I'm going to do some put contracts right now over on Meta if it can't get above 475. If it can't break and stay above 475, I am going to be doing some put contracts here. I'm doing 10 put contracts at this moment. Watching this one closely. Meta, February 9th right now. If it does keep on breaking, though, I can't, again, hold and hope. Not worth it to hold and hope if this one does break. I am comparing Meta, comparing it over towards the S&P 500, seeing if these are going to be able to hold up their gains, which way they are going to be heading towards next. I'm only doing 5 contracts at a time, but I am going to see if this is going to be able to hold up its gains, and if it can't and goes back underneath, I definitely want to keep on adding a bit. I would like to see this crack underneath that 475 mark. Start getting weaker over on this play. That's obviously the goal on Meta. We have a high of the day up towards around the 477.30 mark. Looking for maybe a little pop. And then, that nice fade on down. Right now, again, the SPY right here, still trying to move itself on up. I'm keeping everything as tight and as small as I really can. Meta, watching this one here slightly. High of the day is that 477 mark. We still aren't going on any sort of ginormous moves. Next crack of 475, still looking for that pullback and that drop. So another, again, drop on down towards that, again, that area, that 475-ish mark. I am watching SPX on the bottom level too as well. If Meta does pop itself on up, we are probably going to run on up towards a new high of the day. If it does keep on popping, I'm just trying to figure out where this thing is going to stall on out and then start getting that reversal. Here comes, I think, a new high of the day, guys. I think it's going to be new high of the day. One more final pop, new high of the day, and then reversal on down. SPY is finally starting to turn here, which is good. What's NVDA doing? It looks like Meta's going to have one more final pop, though, to a new high of the day. One final pop, new high of the day coming on up here, and then I think the reversal comes. So I'm actually going to keep on holding this. Meta still going. What a beast over on Meta. I am going to hold this. Probably 480 is going to be my absolute limit, guys. 480 is going to be my absolute limit, but I am going to slowly scale on this as we keep on going here. Got up to 478.31 so far. I'm going to add 5 contracts right here. I'm adding 5 contracts, 15 contracts total in the 477s. Bring up my cost basis a little bit more. Because I do think Meta, guys, if you guys are saying at this point, Dek, you're being crazy. Dek, you're being wild. Dek, you're being a madman right here. Be careful. What am I doing? I understand. Meta just came out with good earnings. I understand. Meta did have its first dividend payment. But what am I thinking at this moment? I'm thinking Meta at this time has now gone from 390 to 480. We have now gone on a $90 spike. As much as I like Meta, I'm thinking after nearly a $100 spike, we fall back down $5. We fall back down $10. If we have gone from 390, we could go from 377 and go back down to 369. I don't think after a $90 spike, looking for maybe $5 to a $10 pullback, is that unreasonable. I don't think after seeing a $90 spike saying, can we see a $5 drop? Because all we've seen is basically straight up red candles. I don't think that that's unreasonable. Yes, I know that Meta has, again, positive earnings. Yes, I know that Meta does have dividend payments. Yes, I know that Meta has had a $90 spike. But for me to say we've gone basically straight up without any pullback, I think maybe there's a chance that we're going to see maybe this market fall back on down and we could see a $5 drop on Meta. We might go down towards 469. We might go down to 465. We could see a reasonable pullback, which now I'm up over $1,000 on at this moment. Does that make sense? Am I taking crazy pills here, people? I don't think I am. I don't think I'm taking crazy pills here. I don't think I'm being ridiculous. I don't think I'm being ludicrous here. $1,400. Guys, $1,400 right now. $1,400. Guys, I'm going to take my gains right here. Making $1,000. All right. $1,000 profit right there, team. $1,000 profit. Now I'm up $400 on the day. So I'm back up $400 on the day just like that. Traders, am I being unreasonable? Am I being non-credible? Am I acting like an idiot? Remember what I said this morning. Put the odds in your favor. You guys must understand something. I took a loss. I had it at $220. I took a loss. I had it at $337. I knew if I got one win, it'd be about a $1,200 win. It'd be a $1,000 win. Now I'm up $400 on the day, and I literally could walk away right now if I want to. So these are the things that you guys need to think through. This is right here a perfect example as to why traders lose in the stock market. Right here. And the example is that everyone sees things going higher and higher and higher and higher, and they act like it's never going to come back on down. That's what people do. They say, oh, GameStop, it's gone from $5 to $100 to $300 to $500. Ooh, if you don't buy at 500, guys, we're still early at 500. We're still early at 500. And then it comes tumbling all the way on down. Bitcoin from 1,000 to 20,000 to 50,000 to 60,000. Guys, keep on buying 60,000. It comes tumbling all the way back on down. Meta from 390 to 450 to 460 to 477. Hey, everyone, keep buying. Guys, I don't know. I'm going to do a put. I'm going to do a short. I'm going to look for this thing to fade on down a little bit. Guess what? We can go ahead and be smart that way. So I do want to make sure. Thank you for the heads on up. Over on TikTok, I see that I was muted. Now, with me being muted, I'm going to re-say everything I said before. Okay. So me being muted, I apologize, guys, for everyone watching. But what I was saying was, don't get scared because everyone's buying and you're selling. Remember, we jump in on these plays because we had a $100 spike. We had a $100 spike. So guess what? Now we have that pullback, right? So we could actually go all the way on down. We could, I would like to see if this thing can pop back on up a little bit, maybe back up towards that 475 mark. But you can actually see we're getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. So Meta still fading, still falling here. Good job. Got ourselves back in the green. BKL, I'm going to get a tattoo of Tradecaster across my ass. I like it. I like where your head's at. Guys, Meta still getting that fade and drop. Look at Meta right now. Meta should actually fade and drop all the way back on down. 475. We're going to have, I think, actually a small little dip buy. Where at? What area? It's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Little dip buy coming up here pretty soon. Just a little heads up for you guys. So Meta still, again, getting a little weak. I'm happy, though. Up $400 so far in the day. So we're going to keep our eyes peeled on this thing. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Traders, also some good news as well. I'm already getting some offers on my Airbnb house that I'm putting up for sale. I'm already getting some interest. I'm already getting some offers. And, man, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty great news to hear, to be able to get some interest and some offers right away, right off the rip right here. So I'm really excited about that. I don't know. Guys, should I treat myself? Should I treat myself to another little vehicle as the spring comes around? Should I treat myself to a little vehicle as the spring comes around? I shouldn't. I shouldn't. Just hold the money, wait for a recession, and drop on down. But there was one that came across my desk, and I don't know. It just might be too good to miss out on, which I do like a lot. But I don't know. I'm gonna keep it. I think. Don't jump back in on that. I always do it. I always buy it. I have fun with it. But hey, if I can sell at the same price, there's no big deal. Right now, here comes the Meta fade. Here comes the Meta drop. Harley girl, what about planning for the wedding? We'll figure that out as we go. All good. It's no big deal. We're all set there. This is what I think on the wedding, okay? We have it outside. We get Chipotle to cater it, okay? Outside, Chipotle caters it. We get some lawn chairs out. And then after that, we pass around some White Claws, play some drinking games, enjoy the night, set off some firecrackers, pass out some sparklers. Boom, 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 boom. We're in and out. You know what I'm saying? That's not too bad. Not too shabby there. Harley girl, is that your dream wedding? Am I hitting your dream wedding? It might take a second for you to soak it on in. Okay. What I will say, though, if someone had Chipotle at their wedding, even though it doesn't seem as fancy, I honestly would be pretty impressed. I would be pretty happy. One time I went to a wedding, my dinner was literally the size of a back of an aftermarket eraser that you would put on the back of your pencil back in high school. It was literally a little tiny piece of shrimp. It was this big with some green sauce behind a white plate so it looked fancy. It took me one bite to eat the entire dinner. If someone just catered Chipotle Everyone's full. Everyone's feeling great. Everyone's good to go. Hey, but you know what? I'm probably going to lose that argument. I'll say that right now, Harley Girl. I'm probably going to lose that argument. So right now we do have NVDA trying to get a little bit of hype, trying to get a little momentum here. Man, I got to give a quick little shout out. Jason, buddy, thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate you, man. Jason, old friend from Bloomsburg. Deck, your logic, discipline, and energy are amazing. I'm rocking with you. Keep on doing your thing, brother. Appreciate you. Love the good looks. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Jason. Right now, we do have Meta still trying to get a little bit of this hype and a little bit of momentum. So staying smart right here. Still watching this. Guys, we got Meta starting to get a little bit of a drop. We are inside this little wedge pattern, though. We're inside this little wedge pattern right here. This little kind of little setup. Where's the SPY at? SPY right now. I kind of want the SPY to next, like, does anyone think next breakout? Next break is going to be the main break. Next break is going to be the main break. Next break is going to be the next spike. The next break is going to be the next move here. SPY still in on this play here. A little choppy, guys. Give it 5 to 10 minutes. Give it 5 to 10 minutes right now, and then we're gonna get that. I think the next, like, it's gonna get like a fake out drop. I think the SPY is gonna be ripping up towards new highs, but I think it's gonna get a fake out drop. Guys, no more puts. Stop your puts right now. Okay. Meta, get out of your puts here pretty soon. Okay, listen to me on this. If it goes all the way down to 470, you know, maybe you can leave some in, but I'm going to let you guys know right now, I think we're going to fake out crack. Maybe a drop to 471 on Meta, maybe a little bit of a pullback, but then I think everything goes back on up. I think the SPY, same exact thing. SPY right here, going to get a pullback, then get a little bit of a drop back on up. So I am leaning a little bit more towards the call side right now still at this moment. But I think it's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I think it's going to be about 5 to 10 minutes here. Guys, there's a little bit of a pop on the SPY kind of as I'm speaking about it. A little bit choppy. As long as everyone's in the green right now. As long as everyone's in the green. Meta right now is inside of its wedge. If this one starts breaking, that one we could still see a very nice squeeze and a nice move all the way on up even higher. Also, traders, great job. Great work from absolutely everyone here. Man, it is just absolutely excellent. I'm so pumped and so ready. Traders, as you guys know, we have some big announcements on the way. I'm going to let you guys know right now, we have some partnership announcements that we are going to be announcing. We are going to be having some scanner announcements that we are going to be coming on up. And if you are not a member at this time, we are going to be giving away some very big things if you become a member. So just a little heads on up. I believe, when am I going over all of this, guys? February 7th on Wednesday. February 7th, we are dropping a bombshell of announcements for every single trader. So if you guys want to see me live trade every single day, get ready for it. It's going to be amazing. Scanner wise, get ready for it. It's going to be amazing. And some other big things for partnerships, get ready. It's going to be amazing. As you guys know, I'm always working as hard as I possibly can to be able to make TradeCaster the best overall community for you and make it the #1 chat room trading community in the world, which I believe it is. Not only is it myself, we got Kush, we got AK, we got Caesar, we got J Trades, we got prop trading, we got F1 Boss, we got the spread. All of these people are live streaming their trading every single day. So make sure you guys go ahead and check these guys on out. If you guys haven't yet, these guys are amazing, absolutely awesome. Make sure you guys go check them out if you guys haven't. I say we get 5 to 10 minutes here, waiting and watching. So right now, Meta, still keeping our eyes peeled on it. Dek, what car would you get? I don't know. I probably won't. I don't want to do research because then again, I'm going to get too involved into it. There's one car that I actually really do like, but at the same time, it's not new. It's not like it's like anything new. I will say it is a very nice car, but it's an older car, but for a specific reason. Personally, I think this would be a great purchase for myself, okay? If I ever did pull the trigger. I would like to go with a very nice name that a lot of you guys know, but it's an older car. Not super old, but old for a reason. This one is what I'm thinking if I ever do pull the trigger on another car. Right here, Ferrari F430. It's from 2008 or 2007, but the big thing is, it's a manual. It's a manual. That's what it's all about right there. So they don't got those anymore. Honestly, if you want to have fun in a Ferrari, you got to have a manual. But unfortunately, like these are more expensive than a lot of cars nowadays because they're manuals. But that's what I'm thinking right here. That's what I'm thinking. We again bring this home. We get the red on red. We get again the Tradecaster. And the big thing is, guys, what I always like to say, and I've done this before, if you are a Tradecaster member and you ever need anything from me, every single person can drive that Ferrari whenever they want. You have a date with the wife. Come over, stop by, pick it up, and go get it. You are going on a first date, need to impress a man. You got to say, hey, you know what? I'm an independent woman. I'm going to do what I need to do. I don't need you to buy me more dinner. I ain't no bitch, right? Pick it on up. Go for a ride, right? You want to go ahead and do your thing, showing up to your golf course, pick it on up. Go for the ride. Everyone being part of Tradecaster has access to my house, to my credit cards, to my cars, everything, okay? So we're all set here. Want to make sure you guys are all set. But I'm probably not going to get it, to be honest. But we'll see. Only if the house sells for a ton of money. Right now, Meta still watching this play here. Meta still looking at this one. Guys, I think we are on the verge of getting ready for a spike. I do. And everyone's good right now. Stay away from the chop. Stay away from the choppiness. I think we are good to go on this day. I'm actually thinking going back to SPX, call contracts. I'm about to hammer down. I'm about to hammer down. Okay? Hammer it down. That's what I want. February 6th, 4,920 call contracts. 5 contracts at a time. SPY, I want the rip and run. SPY, I want the spike and the move and the climb that I know that we can be getting here. I know exactly when it's going to be happening, but it looks like it is gearing up for that breakout. Meta right here, team. Meta in the corner of this wedge. Meta's going to make a little bit of a move here pretty soon. Let me adjust this wedge here slightly, so you guys can see what we have at this moment. Come on here. Come on here. Can Meta be able to squeeze and be able to get that pop? Notice the SPY just tried to. SPY just tried to get that pop. A little bit of a drop here. Guys, we're staying smart, staying in the green. Goal today is anywhere between 1,000 to 3,000. That's my goal today. $1,000 to $3,000 is my goal. SPY still watching this move. SPY top resistance 490. SPY still trying to get a little push here, team. I'm just staying ready for it because if this does break, I think we are going to squeeze very nicely. What's Meta doing? Meta still trying to hold on up. SPY right here. SPY on the verge of that pop. Up towards again. Guys, I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going in on SPY here. I'm going in on SPX here. I'm going in on SPX. See if we can break that 490 mark and get that rip and run I want. I want to see if we can actually get it. So I'm watching this very closely here. Seeing can we break through that 491 mark. If we can get above 491, it's going to be beautiful for us. So I got 5 contracts right here. Want to see if we can snap 491 and really get that rip and run that I'm looking for. So team, you know, if we can make another $500 plus, we gotta see the SPY get above 491. We're at the high of the day right now. We're at the high of the day right now. We need that push. So we're at the high of the day right now. We need that push up through those highs. So I'm watching, you know, the SPY. Here's the high of the day. High of the day right now, guys. High of the day right now. High of the day. Break 491. We got 491.03. Guys, we're going here. We're going here. 491 at this moment. We're up 250 at this time. Come on. It's so close to breaking 491 and ripping. That 491 is right there to kind of get that nice little explosion and take on all 491.02, 491.03. Here we go, guys. Nice work, everyone. Congratulations on your gains. We're up 350 at this moment. Point SPX. We're up 350. It's still having trouble at 491. Still having some trouble at 491, unfortunately. Come on, 325, 275. We're at 4. We're right there. If we wanted to, we could just lock in some gains if we can't get above 491. I'm watching 491 closely. Nope, still having trouble. Guys, I'm going to break even right now. I'm going to break even right now if we get a pullback. So SPX, guys, just broke even with a $50 trade. Just broke even with a $50 trade because we are having that small little pullback here. So we're still having that small little pullback. I am ready to jump back in on this thing, though, at any moment. So I'm ready to jump on in on any moment on this play. Can we get above that 491 mark? It is getting back above that 491 mark at this moment. SPY. Guys, there's a little bit of that break. Point SPX. There, we are starting to get a little bit of that squeeze now. A little bit more of that squeeze right now here. I'm actually jumping back in. I'm going back in here, team. Looking for that squeeze. So SPY, can we actually keep on going now? Unfortunately, I got out at a little bit of the time that I wanted. Got out at the time that I wanted. And I want to see if this thing can keep on going to 491.50. Keep on going to 491, 50-ish. I think, this is where we could easily squeeze on up and, be able to make $500 plus. So can we, again, squeeze on up? We got a high of the day of 491.27. I want to break through 491.27, run on up towards like 491.50. And honestly, I think we're honestly going to go up to like 493, 494 today. I do think we can easily squeeze, rip and run, spike and climb, all that good stuff. It's just, the hardest part is holding tight. That's the hardest part of this trade. Holding tight and believing in yourself. Right now we're up $225. Now again, we're starting to move 250. Let's see if we can keep on going here. So it's like we get these nice pops, but then we always get quick little retracements. That's the issue. We get these quick little pops, but then we get these quick little retracements right back on down, and that's what hurts us. So man, quick little spike, quick little retracement right there. The hardest part of this is holding tight and saying, oh yeah, this is going to work out. I hate how my light speed it changes. I still want to be watching SPY, but I can't watch SPY right here. It's annoying. That's really annoying. I hate that, where it just keeps changing that. Yep, a little bit of a pullback here. Gotta see if that 491 mark's still gonna be able to hold. Watching to see 491 here. Don't want to be going too much into the red whatsoever. Yeah, it's underneath 491. Got a little bit of a pop. Nope, not gonna work. Not worth it for me. Not worth it for me, team. Back into the red on the day. Down 400 now. So I was down 400, up 400, back down 400 right now. Team, I feel like right now I'm getting a little bit choppy. One thing I hate right here, I want to learn how to unlink this. I hate, this is what I hate. I hate that I have to, SPX doesn't come up here. And I hate how no matter what over on my level 2, no matter what I change this to, that changes too. Tesla, I like watching SPX, but then also watching SPY. How do I change that? I want to unlink it. I don't want it to be the same. I want this to not change. I don't want this to change. I hate how that does that. Because I don't know what this happens. So I am down slightly at this moment. SPY. Still watching this move. 1027 here. Going back over to the SPY. And how low can the SPY go? Well, let's take a look at this chart that we have. Here's again the SPY. Here's the uptrend that we're currently holding. So uptrend that we're currently holding at this moment. Not too bad, not too shabby. Let's actually take a look at Meta. What's Meta doing? Meta still trying to hold at this time. So if you guys actually take a look, you can see this uptrend, not too shabby. Meta's actually trying to still hold at this time. We might get inside a little bit of an ascending triangle pattern in this near future. So I would actually probably play this pattern at this point. Play this pattern at this point. Don't want to be forcing anything. Basically, I've had a small win, or excuse me, a small loss, then a win that made back all my losses. Then we got ourselves in a little bit of trouble on that last trade, but it's also because I'm trying to figure some things on out. It's like the SPY is just ready to rumble. I'm telling you. It might be another like 20 minutes here, though. I really think what's going to happen here is that we are going to have this ascending triangle pattern for a little bit of time and then go from there. Right now, SPY a little bit weaker. Meta still basically just trying to hold right now. Team, anyone interested on a possible Meta put if Meta starts cracking this trend line? Take a look at this moment. Meta trying to crack this trend line at this time. And as Meta is getting a little bit weaker underneath this trend line, we could possibly start seeing a little bit more fading. We could start seeing a little bit more of a drop. We could possibly start seeing a little bit more of that dump off back on down. So you can see Meta at this moment. Now, I do think Meta is going to find a lot of support, though. I don't think Meta is going to crash. I think Meta is going to find a lot of support. Most likely, the support's going to be happening. I'm going to say somewhere down here, 470, 80-ish. Somewhere in that region. To be able to see Meta. Also, what's the SPY doing right now? SPY trying its best to be able to hold on up. If it does get that little pullback, has room to fall back on down towards around that 490, what is that, 490, 55-ish mark. If it does have a pullback, right now, no entries. If anything, worst case scenario, guys, I finished off today very tiny. Best case scenario, make a ton of money. But it seems like right now, I'm just being realistic in my mind. It's either going to be, Dek, you're either going to walk away down $400, $500, or you're going to walk away up $400 to $500. So what I'm kind of thinking in my mind is, Dek, walk away a winner, right? If I have another next trade, and my next trade is very green, and my next trade is very positive, and my next trade is, getting myself back up $1,000, $2,000, walk away a winner, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at this point, which is basically, all right, Dek, you're kind of getting the feeling where you're either going to be able to make a good chunk of change, or again, you're going to be down a little bit. But don't allow any losses to kind of run too big, run too far out there. Use your head, be smart, no forcing. Right now, traders, staying smart, waiting, watching here. We still have that 491 mark as well. Definitely very important. SPY right now inside this little tiny corner. So you can see we are getting inside this little channel. This channel is still trying to hold. And as we get tighter and tighter and tighter, we might get that pop on up above that 491 mark that we really want. We also haven't really seen any penny stocks here yet, have we? IMBS, no. MARK, no. AKAN. So it seems like at this moment we are all set. TSP. I mean, we are pretty good right now at this moment, traders. Pretty good at this moment. No reason to force. If you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. C-Max getting a little bit of a pop. Thank you for the heads on up there, Schwitzy. C-Max, little bit of a pop on up. Spy right now, though, starting to get a little bit of that crack back on down towards the VWAP area. So it looks like we are starting to get that crack. Meta right here, starting to get a little bit of that crack. Do you still think the Spy could easily run on up towards a high? Yes, I do. Do I think the Spy could easily spike on up towards, again, like 493 today? The answer is yes, I do. I really do think all these plays, I'm actually going to just adjust this trend line at this moment, see if the VWAP can continue to hold. There are possible dip buys and bounce plays over on, SPX around VWAP areas, 4,915 area. So let's see if this one just keeps on fading and falling, or what this one is honestly going to do. Right now it's trying to hold up the best it can. Meta. Nope, still sideways. Right now, it's like we're placing these trend lines, but we're getting a lot of sideways movement, aren't we, guys? We're trying to place these trend lines. We're trying to find these best areas, but we're really just getting a ton of sideways movement at this moment. We want to be as smart as we can and no forcing here. INBS still watching here, still waiting. Traders still waiting here. If you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. Spy right now trying to get a little bounce off that VWAP. Not too bad at this moment. Seeing the Spy trying to get that bounce. Remember the main goal, it seems like at this point, look at this guy, Spy. Nice big bounce all the way back on up. 490.75. Man, that is beautiful. So this thing came right on down towards the VWAP. Big time bounce. It might be 30 minutes. It might be a little bit of time. But so far, so good at this moment. Things are looking very solid, and we want to see if the Spy can just, keep this on up. Guys, look at the Spy. All the way back up towards this 491-ish mark. So Spy right now going all the way back up towards, again, 491. Let's see if this play can keep on pushing up even more. We got a little, if it breaks 491, you may want to jump back in on this play. That's kind of what it comes on down to. Get back above 491, and let's see if we can squeeze. Like, that would be the best thing going for this play. It basically looked like it was just about to fade on off. Then it just came back on up towards top resistance. And if we can squeeze back above 491, get ready to be able to jump in on this play even more, make a little bit more cash, and see if this thing can, really get that rip and run for us. But right now, it doesn't seem like it's there for us at this moment. Nope, a little bit of a drop. So it's basically been as fast as this play has been, right? How awesome this play has been, it still has taken some time. Spy. Nope. All right. I want to see 491 break. Traders, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know. It might be, honestly, 45 minutes, might be 30 minutes until we, get tighter and tighter and tighter inside this wedge. And tighter and tighter and tighter inside this wedge is where we could possibly get that next leg on up. But other than that, going through our penny stocks, INBS right here, moving sideways. No reason even touch an INBS play. Pointless. No reason at all. AKAN, slow and steady. MARK right here. Had a little spike, gave it all back. Is there anything else? BRTX? Nope, nothing I'm really seeing. So basically, all these plays right now in penny stock land are pretty much done with. I do think everything will spike again. It looks like Meta is gearing up for its next leg. It looks like NVDA is gearing up for its next leg. It looks like the Spy is going to squeeze and spike above 4.